Richard Ellis here with columnist Bob Robb, and President Biden says that his limited expansion of the family tax credit will be fully paid for by increased enforcement of IRS rules and taxes on the wealthy. And Bob, you pretty much disagree with every word of that sentence.
Yes, I do. And what he is proposing as his American Families Plan includes a significant increase in change in the child tax credit as part of many other moving parts. The tax credit, I think, illustrates the problems with the financing of the program pretty well. As part of the initial Biden COVID response, the credit was increased, it was made fully refundable, and it also was transformed into a stipend. It's to be paid monthly rather than reducing your tax load when you file your taxes. The Biden proposal extends that. That's supposed to expire at the end of the year. It was a temporary COVID response, get money in the hands of families trying to deal with the pandemic. Biden would continue it for 4 years through 2025. At that point in time, if families have been receiving a check from the government on a monthly basis for 5 years, no politician is going to say, okay, we're not going to do that anymore. But Biden only includes the cost of it through 2025 in the 10-year window. So he substantially has understated what the cost of his program is. And the revenue sources that he cites won't come close to producing the money that he claims. And the whole point of the column is if we're going to have European-style social democracy in the United States, which is basically what Biden is proposing, we're going to have to finance it the way the Europeans do. And that's not by pretending that you're going to get all the money you need by just taxing the rich. It's going to require a broad-based tax like the European value-added tax.
Yeah, and the column goes into sort of projections as to, and I guess we would find out presumably after a few years, how much taxing the richest who take risks and invest capital, how much that tax would discourage that risk taking. And you say maybe we'd end up with a European style value added tax.
You can't finance the increase in government that Biden is proposing by only taxing the rich. And the capital gains tax is an example, and we have some history. We actually have a history in this country of getting increased revenue from the capital gains tax when it is reduced and getting less revenue when it is increased. He is proposing a massive increase for those who make more than $1 million a year, but those are people who disproportionately provide the investment capital for the private sector economy. And in Arizona, when you add the Prop 208 surcharge, the capital gains tax will actually be more than 50%. And that's just going to change people's behavior. And so we've got this massive expansion of government programs financed by IRS auditors finding money left underneath the couch, and this capital gains tax that's not going to produce the revenue that's projected. You simply can't have this kind of an expansion of government and not have some kind of broad-based tax in order to support the spending, unless it ends up being true that deficits doesn't matter, because that's what we're headed for if these programs are adopted.
Yeah, I guess the column, it sounds like maybe say for another day, the merits of these programs, you just wish the president would be straight with the public about what he's proposing and how he intends to pay for it.
Absolutely. If we're going to have this debate, let's have it honestly. And you can't have this kind of a size of government without some increase in broad-based taxes. And I also, in the column, call out Mark Kelly and Kirsten Sinema, who ran as moderate centrist, bipartisan supporters of the way government ought to operate. There's nothing modest, centrist, or bipartisan about the Biden agenda. And so I think that the eyes of the state and the eyes of the nation are on them. Are they going to go along with this, or are they going to be true to what they told the people of Arizona was the way that they were going to conduct themselves in office? It's an interesting question and a very, very serious one.